Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. We are back for some more F124 driver career mode for round number 19 of 24 here, ready for the US Grand Prix around Austin, Texas, around the Circuit of the Americas. And yeah, we are back for more career mode action. If you not check out the last video, please go check that out below. It was around the Singapore Grand Prix, and that race was quite a thriller, I'd say, honestly. It was probably one of the more exciting races of the year. With a great comeback drive after getting a really bad qualifying, so there's a spoiler right there. But going into Austin, where we got another sprint race weekend, it is going to be tough. We got 6 more races to go after this, and these are going to be the toughest 6 races, I believe, because we are close within the championship fight with Aston Martin, and I just think it's overall going to be tough. So we'll give it our all, and we'll see what happens. But anyways. Upgrades. We're just at this point. I'm really not looking to extend my contract with Alpine. I'm really starting to look kind of away, and it's not a bad thing. But I think personally, I think I want to go move somewhere else. Which, to be fair, we've made this car a really competitive car, but again, when you get an offer from Mercedes for a contract, you kind of turn the fan away and you're like, okay, maybe I want to go jump shift over there. So we are thinking about that. Still a long way to go to decide. Well, not really long, but we still got a good amount of time to decide our future, no matter what. Alpine, I think, is willing to extend me anyways, because we got, 2 wins from them so far. So who really knows what's going to happen. But yeah, just like I said, I mean, if we're thinking about leaving, I don't want to really bring over any points or any resource points. I don't want to just have them on and then have Alpine use them all, you know what I mean? So we want to kind of get rid of all of them. But one of our upgrades did fail in the chassis department, but we have now been the 3rd fastest car now. We are now up to P3 behind McLaren and Red Bull. McLaren and Red Bull are actually really tight right now in the performance index, and that's good to see. But yeah, like I said, sprint weekend, only 1 practice session. You try to learn the best in practice. Feeling a little bit okay about this, but let's get ready. Let's see what happens for qualifying.
It's a United States love affair with Formula One at the moment, so what a thrill for everyone today to see our drivers lapping COTA at full hot lap speed. It's the Circuit of the Americas, and it's qualifying.
Alright, here we are, ready for sprint qualifying here around Circuit of the Americas. And yeah, like I said, difficult track to kind of get everything right, you know what I mean? And flat curbs, which makes this a bit of a challenge, I will say, because this obviously is a MotoGP track, and track limits have been, let's say in practice, they've been a bit of a struggle. So we'll try to see what we can do getting out of SQ1. But the middle, the first sector, super satisfying in these cars. I mean, the speed I was able to carry in the middle sector is actually really strong, and I feel like we gained a lot of time through that first, not the middle sector, the center S's, which kind of helped out a lot as we head down into the penultimate corner of this lap. We run out a little bit wide with some understeer. That's not really that great, but we come across the checker flag. Well, we cut the corner a little bit, and that's actually a track limits warning that actually invalidated our first run. So we're so far not looking too sharp, so we'll go out again. We go out again with about 1 minute remaining. This lap will be crucial, but if we do have some sort of an issue, we'll go again, and we actually do have enough time to do another lap. So if this lap is not good enough, we'll find a time. We actually validate once again. That is another invalidation. So we have enough time. We have enough fuel in the car. We have enough ERS, so that will make life a bit more easy as we go for our 3rd and final run of SQ1. 2 track limits warnings already, 2 invalidations. This lap is going to be crucial. First sector, found about a good 3/10, almost 4/10 up on this lap so far, and this is probably the strongest I've actually ever found. So the mediums do feel good when you do a second run, not really the first run, to be fair. We probably had to warm them up a little bit as well, but 5/10 now, almost half a second up now on our original time. We go through that corner much better. We find a good 2-3 tenths out of that, and approaching the last corner now. This lap, this should put us into Q2. I don't see why we're not going to be into Q2. We come across checkered flag now. That is P9 or P10? That is P10 for SQ1. So we just get out. Bit of a scare in SQ1, I will say that. Made it made it a bit more challenging than it should have been, but who doesn't love a bit of a challenge? I personally don't. So yeah, really just dumb by me to just have these stupid little mistakes, but it's fine. We'll figure out the time as we head into SQ2, but I really want to see what the pace that the AI are setting. We are running, I believe, 105 or 104. We actually turned it down due to this straight line speed thing that's been going on, and we're really down in this. I think that's that middle sector that it might be the last sector. I mean, we're losing time somewhere, and I can't keep up with them. So there's some sort of issues going on. We're looking like in the bottom of the P10 position. So we're not looking too sharp, but maybe as we get more into the circuit, we could find a little bit more of our mojo. Here we go for our final run in SQ2. We did our first run that actually put us P13, so it wasn't really a great run, and we go out again. Like I said, the mediums, they feel they feel a lot better when they do a second run. I will say that for sure. But heading through this middle sector now. My commentary has been off so far. The center S's, purple sector 1, that is a bit of a glitch sometimes, so I'm not going to get my hopes up, but really good strong first sector. Like I said, I'm able to carry so much speed through that part, but let's take a full lap around COTA, down to this difficult braking zone here. Take as much curb as you can, and lost the car, and that actually ruined the lap. Oh no, that has absolutely shafted the lap. We hit the curb on the inside, and that has knocked us out. Oh man, that is horrible. That literally deliberately ruined any chances to get into SQ3. What in the hell happened there? Oh man, that weird. I touched the curb and it just went. So yeah, really just, man, that actually sucks for sure. Yeah, I don't know really what else to say. That we got some ground to make up in the sprint. Oh man. Well, thank God it's just the sprint and it's not the main race. Let's try to capitalize, shall we?
So it's all about speed in today's sprint. Not very many laps and no chance to get ahead on strategy. Who here today has the raw skill to take them to the top? We're racing then today in Travis County, Texas, around the 20 corners of this wonderful Circuit of the Americas. We'll be reaching speeds of around 200 miles per hour here today, and there are plenty of good opportunities to pass, especially through the 2 DRS zones into turn 1 and the long back straight into turn 12. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's sprint. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And it's Charles Leclerc in P2. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Sainz, Norris, Gasly, Fernando Alonso, Perez, Oscar Piastri, Hamilton, Albon, Ricciardo, Magnussen, Hulkenberg, Cowboy, Tsunoda, Bottas, Joe, Sargent, Russell, and Lance Stroll brings the grid to a close. Which of these drivers will get pole position today? We'll soon find out. And alongside me in the commentary box today, former racing driver herself, Naomi Schiff. Well, they say that a change is as good as a rest, and whilst there's not much rest on show in the sprint format today, there's definitely a change to what we're usually seeing on the track. Now, I'll be generous here. It's not that long ago that you were racing and entertaining us on a Sunday, but in the years since, the sport has changed quite a bit, hasn't it?
It is certainly an interesting time in this set of regulations because, as you know, when a new set of regulations come out, everything changes and you always wonder who's got it right. Well, we know that Red Bull are the ones who really got it right the last couple of years. But now you can see the rest of the grid slowly start to catch up, and there's really only so much left for Red Bull to get out of these regulations. So It is interesting, and the pack are catching up.
If we want to achieve a points finish like last race, you're going to need to push for positions early on. Let's go for it. Good luck.
Yes, let's go for it, Mark. 10 laps. It's around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock here in Texas. So it's going to be a bit of a hot one out there. I don't know how the tires are really going to hold out, but they are. I guess it's going to hold out okay. But yeah, 10 laps in the sprint. Try to capitalize as much as we can. We got to move forward, and we got to move forward quickly, but we're going to kind of see if the AI kind of got a little bit more too much speed over to us. But here we go for the 5 red lights here for the sprint race around Austin, Texas. It's going to be a thriller here in the United States. Lights out and away we go for the sprint race here. Magnussen with an amazing start. Same as Nico Hulkenberg. Both the Haas's getting off the line really well. We get a horrendous start. We go down the inside of Big Red, turn 1, and we go completely down the inside. We actually gain 4 or 5 cars on this lap, and Magnussen gets right back around us. Ricciardo also looking to bounce back through there, but we have to back out into the center S as we go. We follow Magnussen through, and Oscar Piastri's behind Sergio Perez so far in the opening lap of this race. But what a start that Kevin Magnussen had, and what a start that we had. Big send down to turn number 1. Good news is you can always make a massive send in turn 1 because the AI always leave you good enough space, so that actually makes it a bit easy. We go down the inside on Magnussen once again, and we capitalize on K-Mag, kind of not really napping, but he's not really defending, which is smart. But the straight line speed that he's got is pretty much insane. I don't know if the setup or not, but we're dumping the overtake now. We're side by side. This battle is going to go all the way down into this heavy braking zone here. Who's going to be last on the brakes? We're last on the brakes, but he's later on the brakes than us, and we're still side by side through the middle sector of this track. Now Magnussen's got the inside. We're going to back out of that. We're going to let Magnussen go, and we'll follow him through, which probably won't be ideal at this part of the circuit because, again, really challenging to kind of get this right. But we'll follow Magnussen through. We'll try to capitalize as much as we can on lap 1. But what a start, and what a defense from Magnussen. But this is not really helping us if we want to get points in this sprint format. And, I mean, like I said, we can use anything. We can use any points to really chip down that lead to Aston Martin because Fernando Alonso is basically carrying his own team because Lance Stroll is nowhere to be found. And we got to capitalize on points as much as we can. If I want to get Alpine some points, that'll be crucial. But someone had an issue. We move up to, or Magnussen, no, never mind. I'm misjudging the points for P10. My mistake. I thought it was the main race. Sprint formats always confuse me, but we get DRS now, and I'm thinking about dumping all the overtake as much as we can. We got the good straight line speed. Look at us, 213, 215, 220 miles an hour down the straight. We go down the inside of Kevin Magnussen. Magnussen does not defend that, and we'll get around Magnussen. He will be close on our tail through this part of the track, so we'll have to defend as much as we can from K-Mag. But Daniel Ricciardo also could be looking to get around Magnussen as well, but they're now 5 tenths, almost 5-6 tenths down behind us. That is the gap, but the gap in front, 1.6 seconds, so we're not really catching up to Oscar Piastri. And that is a massive DRS train up there. I mean, massive. Which, again, makes it difficult because once the season goes on later, everyone kind of gets equal cars. And the top 5, basically the top 5 teams, they all got equal cars. And, you know, once you try to get around someone in the DRS, it's not really easy. But, yeah, we're not really catching up to them. So we're really struggling. We're on the back foot, but we're losing a lot of time through this middle and final sector. I mean, we are nowhere. The AI are rapid through this part of this, through that part of the track, and I think we're seeing another type of issue here, where they're super quick on the straights, and that's not really my cup of tea, because that is probably the worst glitch to have with the straight line speed. Max Verstappen is out of the Grand Prix, the championship leader. Probably not even going to affect his lead too much, because this guy is absolutely dominating in the championship, but he's out in Austin, so we're guaranteed to have someone new, a new winner in Austin. But anyways, I don't know where that's going to put up here, but we're now 1 point off, so maybe if we get another retirement, we might get a point. Maybe. I mean, we need some luck. I mean, we need, like, Perez to send it into the wall, or Piastri do the same. Who really knows? But very wide. No track limits warning there. Okay, we got away with it. Let's not do that all the time. And, yeah, that was a bit sketchy. I thought that would have been a warning, but Ricciardo gets around Magnussen. I don't know if they had a squabble, although I don't know if they squabbled the lap before or what, but Ricciardo's been flying through this field, and well, he is catching at a rapid pace. So Ricciardo's pace is short of this. Look at this now, lap 8. He's all over the back of us now. He's gonna have DRS here. Daniel Ricciardo might be a threat to get P10 now. P9. Yeah, now, like I said, this is not for points at the end of the day because we need another retirement up front to kind of get points. But Daniel is catching, and he's catching pretty rapid. We're not getting much on the time here, but I'm going to defend because, again, it's minor placings. And Ricardo, big set around the outside. We give him we give him a big old squeeze through turn number 1, which a lot of the drivers like to do that a lot of time. Ricardo's got the inside, but we head through the center S's now. He backs out of that one, which is probably smart. And to be fair, I would have backed out, but you know the AI always back out because, yeah, I mean, it's just how the AI are. I thought, you know what I mean? But they back out. We stay in front, but that's not really the end because Ricardo's going to have some DRS through the through this massive long straight here going past the concert stage. And yeah, now we're on the back foot. Daniel, we got to break this toe here, and well, look at that train that's behind us too. There's some quicker cars back there, but Daniel, he's got the speed, he's got the straight line speed. Ricardo in the Visa Cash App RB is going to go around the outside, and we got the inside. We lock up the front brakes just quite a lot. Daniel with a side swap. That was a big set from Daniel. He touched the front left, and we still go down the inside. That was a bit dirty by me a little bit, and that should clearly, that maybe was a bit of aggressive, but we get around Daniel. Daniel all over the back of us still through this part here on lap 10 of the final lap of this Grand Prix. What a battle here in Texas by the honorary American citizen and Daniel Ricciardo. But Charles Leclerc wins for Ferrari, and he's going to win the sprint race. We're going to come on P8. Actually, we're going to come on P8, so someone had it off. Someone retired, and that's points on the board. I'm happy with that. Thank you. I'll defend for 1 point. I didn't even realize someone retired. But we capitalized on that, so that was actually worth something at the end of the day. Yeah, it's only 1 point, which doesn't really make a difference, but hey, a point's a point, and I will take that. Thank you. We'll get the results here in just a minute to see where everybody else placed, but that's not bad. I'm happy. Pierre with a great result. I finished P5. He just finished behind Fernando. That's tough. That sucks. But hey, we got 5 points. Fernando's got 5, so we equaled. Maybe more to capitalize on the main race. Like I said, I mean, Aston, again, it seems like every time it's always a fight with Aston Martin, and they just seem to always kind of get us. Lance Stroll literally nowhere to be found. I mean, someone go call his dad, see where he's at. But yeah, there he is, P17. So he was really low off the pace. But oh yeah, both the Red Bulls retired. That's why. Huh. Weird.
Affair with Formula One at the moment, so what a thrill for everyone today to see our drivers lapping COTA at full hot lap speed. It's the Circuit of the Americas, and it's qualifying.
Alright, qualifying time around Austin for the main race, the main quality, the most important part of the weekend, I'd say. And again, endless qualifying laps. That's honestly, that's just, I've never done so many qualifying laps until I've done sprint races where I really, really, really hate doing these laps. It's just endless qualifying laps. And, well, maybe we could improve our qualifying a little bit. Q1, P12. Not really a great start. 5/10 down. We didn't really lower the AI too much, only because I feel like I was able to keep up with them. But yeah, Stroll P13. The bottom 5, I don't know where, but Pierre Gasly with a courageous lap time. That man was outstanding. We did invalidate our first run, I do believe we did. But yeah, Gasly with an amazing lap time, 132.195. That actually could have been attention for pole position. Yeah, it is only Q1. It's still pretty early, so anything could change within the span of anything could change within the span. But here we go for Q2 time. I'm trying to minimize more of the track, but also trying to capitalize and maybe go full throttle a little bit more corners where I need to. And I'm almost losing the car through here because I'm pushing a little. I'm going over the limit, I feel like. And there's a moment where you're on the limit and when you're over the limit. We're on the limit, but that first sector, we're going beyond the limit, and we're really just risking sacrificing it all just to get into Q3. But first run into Q2, 132.6. That's not bad. 6 tenths down from pole position, I believe, but we're close to Piastri. Q2 time, First sector was phenomenal. Middle sector, really good. Third sector, looking even better. 6/10 up now. This can get us into Q3, which would be pretty good if we get into Q3. And like I said, we really were on the limit. We weren't over the limit. We're on the limit. Really no corrections on this lap. Do we get into Q3 here? We really need this to get into Q3. I believe we are. I think we just snuck through. And we didn't just sneak through. We got P6, so really good run. That put us into Q3, and I am happy with that. The pressure was really on that lap, and we delivered when it counted. And we got ahead up here on that lap, 3/10 down from Verstappen though, so we're still losing a lot of time. Fernando Alonso is just, this dude is phenomenal. He's really close to Verstappen, not Alonso. Jesus Christ, I need a coffee. And yeah, and big shocker, Charles Leclerc is out. The sprint race winner who won earlier today, he's out. That is tough. So, as you thought this weekend couldn't get any weirder, it does. In Q3, nothing really to write home about. Yeah, judging by that time, you could just tell that we really struggled. And 9/10 down. So, that's what happens when you use up all your tires, people. That's what happens when you use up all the tires. So yeah, but P10, good starting position. Let's get ready for the race. And let's go try to find something out of it.
Here we are then in one of the fastest growing cities in the United States, the fabulous Austin in the great state of Texas. The circuit itself, 14 miles southeast of the city centre, has been home to the US Grand Prix since 2012, the latest in a long list of iconic tracks to have that honour. We have 10 turns to the left and 10 turns to the right here at the fantastic Circuit of the Americas. Overtaking opportunities into turn 1 and turn 12 of this anti-clockwise track. It's 3.6 miles long, and we should see average lap speeds of around 126 miles per hour. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Fernando Alonso lines up on pole position, and Lando Norris lines up alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Hamilton, Sainz, Oscar Piastri, Gasly, Russell, Cowboy, Leclerc, Stroll, Tsunoda, Albon, Ricciardo, Magnussen, Hülkenberg, Bottas, Joe, Sargent, Verstappen, and Sergio Perez completes our grid. And now it's time to head down to the track. And joining me in the commentary box today with the best view on what is about to unfold and some strong views on the action we're about to see, Naomi Schiff. Let's look at their season, and particularly against their teammate. Fair to say they've got the better of them more often than not. Now, sadly, things didn't work out for them last time. It was a bad race. Question is, though, can they recover today?
It is true, they had a really tough day in the office last time out, but they cannot dwell on that. It's so important to turn the page and start on a blank slate, because the more you dwell on that, the less it's going to push you in the right direction. So take some notes. Obviously, there's things to be learned, but move on.
Okay, Mark here. Let's get another points finish today. I just want to say good luck. We're all counting on you.
Thanks, Mark. Welcome to the grid. 28 laps around the Circuit of the Americas, and actually a bit of a mixed up grid today. We have a couple people taking some grid penalties. Both the Red Bulls, actually, they both taking grid penalties, so they lock out the back row basically. But yeah, we're starting P8 here, thankfully, with the grid penalties. Gasly in a good starting position. We're going for the one-stop strategy. You're going to go to the medium to the hard. Seems like the main strategy everybody else is going to be going on to, so it'll probably be worth it at the end of the day, and maybe we could find some little bit of time. But here we go, 28 laps around this place. I kind of love this track, but 5 red lights here, and lights out, away we go, ready for the Austin Grand Prix. We get a not so great start, really off the line. Leclerc gets a great launch, same as Yuki Tsunoda, and we go down in the big red, turn number 1. We're side by side with Charles Leclerc. We got the inside light 3 wide up there for the McLarens, and the McLaren and the two Mercedes, they're going side by side. Hamilton and Russell only make a little bit of contact there, and someone's got to back out there. Charles Leclerc, we get ahead of Charles Leclerc as well, and Leclerc still side by side through the center as we finally get right back ahead of Charles Leclerc, and we continue on in lap 1 of this race. Lewis Hamilton and George Russell, they made slight contact coming out of that corner there, so something to watch out for. Pierre Gasly with an amazing start up into the podium places. So have my teammate go. He is cooking absolutely in this race already so far, and it's lap 1 with 28 laps to go. This is going to be a fantastic result for Alpine. If we keep this going, we get a massive slide there once again. We struggled through qualifying where we had that massive slide, and we have another one. We had to correct the car, thankfully. Now we've lost 2 positions. Tsunoda on the defense of Charles Leclerc. Leclerc defends the inside line, Yuki Tsunoda around the outside, and we thought about going peeping down the inside. Magnussen goes around the outside in the Haas, and he's still thinking about it, They're still side by side. That's the Aston of Lance Stroll as well, and Stroll doesn't get there. It's still tight, and Stroll doesn't. I thought he was going to go right back down the inside, but I guess not. So Stroll, you live to fight another. Stroll, you tried, but you couldn't get around us. So lap 2 now of this Grand Prix, and at this point, we're kind of trying to see the difference of the pace that we got to Yuki Tsunoda, and through this first part, I can get him pretty well, but everywhere else around the track, it's abysmal. And what I mean by abysmal is the straight line speed is not great in this car for sure. And we get through that corner okay, just fine, but we really been struggling a lot through that corner, and it's been really bad lately. So it's probably not the best thing this year, but these things happen, and you just kind of have to move on and try to figure out where you can learn from the mistakes. And through there, it's been difficult this whole weekend. We can't find anything. But yeah, lap 4 now. Yeah, really, just at this point of this race, it's just a struggle. I mean, we can't really match Tsunoda's pace. I mean, we're matching his pace, but through the last 2 sectors, he's just insanely quick. And I don't know if it's just me or the car, or I don't know, but I cannot stay with him. Like, it feels impossible, if you know what I mean. And it's pretty bad, you know what I mean, to be losing out to when your teammate's up there in P3 and you're fighting for dead last. It's pretty embarrassing, but I mean, you just gotta try to then you call it damage limitation, if you know what I mean. But lap 5 now. Tsunoda in that DRS train, but we're actually going to be losing quite a lot to Tsunoda just following him through here. And again, there's a massive DRS train. Like I said earlier, once the AI get in these trains, it's pretty wet. It's pretty bad, you know what I mean? And speaking of racing for the win, Fernando Alonso and I believe that is Lando Norris in the McLaren, or Oscar Piastri, one of the two, they are racing. They have pulled an amazing gap away from... That is Carlos Sainz in the Ferrari. Leclerc is actually here in P8. And yeah, and this train goes all the way down to P3 to P20 basically. I mean, there maybe is a slight gap between the two Kick Saubers and maybe the Red Bulls, but I mean, yeah, this gap, there's a pretty big gap within this thing, and we get another slide through that corner, and again, difficult uphill makes it a bit treacherous, I guess you could say. And as we head down into lap number 7, and we've actually lost DRS from Tsunoda, so now we're really on the back foot of this Grand Prix. And Stroll now, he's got everything, and he's got basically everything at this point. The Aston Martin driver, he's got some DRS. He's going to go right back down the inside. We defend the outside. Stroll locks up a little bit. He gives us enough space, which is good, and we're going to go right back down on the inside of Lance Stroll here. Side by side, low speed corner. We pounce right down it. We make a massive mistake through that part. We lost the back end there, and we lose out. We could possibly be losing out to Magnussen here. So Magnussen goes down the inside, and we fight around the outside as much as we can. Magnussen backs out of that one, and we stay ahead of K-Mag, but we lose out to P10 from Stroll due to that mistake costing us. So we now have to follow Stroll through this, try to get him back on the main straight. And like I said, I mean, I can't keep up with him in the straights. I mean, I'm bleeding so much time on lap 8 now. I'm losing time to Stroll, but I got the DRS thankfully, so maybe I can kind of gain a little bit of time. But here comes Magnussen now. He's been putting pressure all over us today, let's just say that. And Stroll, well, he doesn't really have to defend because we're not really close enough to even attack him. So Stroll Stroll stays where he's at, and we keep chasing on. And Tsunoda, pulling a decent gap as well. So yeah, this train all the way down, it's pretty bad, and we've actually now lost out to Stroll's DRS. So the pace is just not there today. We really can't find anything in this car. I mean, I'm being honest with you, I cannot keep up with them. I don't know if it's just me, if it's the setup, it's the straight line speed, I don't know. I cannot keep up with them. So this race has gone from bad to even worse, and it's not getting any better from here. So maybe the pit stop will maybe help. Maybe we need like a red flag or a DNF to kind of get P10. Maybe we just need a little bit of luck to get ahead of Stroll. An undercut is a possibility. Undercut is always a possibility. Magnussen still got DRS, but he's not close enough, so he's no point of really fighting that. But pit window is open, lap 13, and we come to the pits now on lap 14. Tsunoda in the pits as well. Stroll stays out, and I don't know who else is coming in. Magnussen, Albon in the pits as well. So lap 14, we're going to go onto the hard tire and see what we can do. But the undercut is pretty powerful around Austin. I will say I'd say pretty powerful, so we should get around Stroll pretty easily if we have good pace. Good pit stop on the boards, a little bit slow, 2.5 seconds. We get ahead at least, we get ahead of Magnussen at least, and Verstappen pounces actually on both Magnussen and I believe that was Albon in the pit lane, and he's actually pounced on that because they had to get held up. So Verstappen now enters this fray, and I mean we're really going to be a sitting duck for that Red Bull. I mean that Red Bull's got the speed of a lion, or the speed of a cheetah, I should say, and he's going to be all over us. And the Dutchman is, yeah, we're in the back foot here. And like I said, coming out the pit, Stroll comes out the pits. Like I said, the undercut is pretty powerful around Austin, and we're gonna get around Stroll. Stroll's down on the inside though, thankfully, because of a big hairpin in turn 1, so you don't want to turn in on him completely. But Stroll stays behind us. Thankfully, he doesn't really do anything stupid. But we get a massive lock up there, and we are setting P10. And again, I can't keep up with these guys. Like I am pushing everything, and I cannot keep up. I'm locking up the tires everywhere. This setup is really not looking too great. It's not looking too pretty. We're losing out to Stroll. We're going to lose out to Verstappen. They're going to overtake us eventually. It's just a matter of when. I mean, we could play that big old defense game as much as we can, but I don't know I don't know. So we're going to be on the massive back foot here on lap 17 now. Here comes Stroll. Hey, he's not close enough. Verstappen in that DRS train as well, so he's really, I guess you could say he's close, but again with the DRS train it doesn't really help him. But yeah, there's a 3-car fight there through those positions, and coming in is oh no.
Are you okay? That was a big one.
Oh no.
Okay,
That's embarrassing. That is a well, as I would call that, I call that as a rage quit out of frustration. That's what I call that. Let's take a look, and yeah, just stupidly on the throttle too early. That's well, we all make stupid mistakes, don't we? I completely forgot how to drive in the main race, so the only positive out of this weekend is we got a point. So, W.
Here's the checkered flag, and our winner has landed. It's Lando Norris for victory.
Yes, it absolutely was, and what an incredible victory and an important milestone for them as we head into the business end of the season. You know that's really going to matter from a confidence perspective to get them to the end of the season with potentially even more of these victories.
As the winners make their way up to the podium, one can only imagine the celebrations that will take place at McLaren tonight. Congratulations to everyone on the team, securing the win and proving that they're a force to be reckoned with out on the track.
So, Lando Norris wins the United States Grand Prix ahead of Fernando Alonso and Oscar Piastri, and McLaren 1-3, and Fernando Alonso doing Fernando Alonso things and just pulling away in that championship even more. So, yeah, it really did not help with that loss, with that rage quit, and I'll be honest with you, that was just out of frustration, of anger, because, again, I can't really keep, again, it's just some tracks they're rapid in the straights, some tracks they aren't. It's it's stupid. You know what I mean? It's just stupid, and it's not fun when that happens. So Stroll gets a point. Gasly, I think Gasly DNF too. So if the bad luck couldn't get worse for Pierre, he's had so many reliability issues, and he DNF'd again. So that makes everything great, unless he actually just fell like a rock. I don't know. Yeah, really just struggled this weekend. I mean, it's quite abysmal. This maybe was the setup. Maybe I got the setup wrong. I don't know. I mean, I felt good. I felt good in the setup. I don't know. But really, in a good second down, almost close to a second down up here, it's just, yeah, this car was not great to drive this weekend. And, yeah, we, coming off more inconsistent type deals, it's not really looking great. And as we approach Mexico, another track with a long straight, bit nervous for sure how that's gonna go, but maybe Mexico we can kind of turn our season around. But thank you all for watching this video. Thank you everybody that's been supporting this channel. I got some good news coming up in the next couple of days, so be on the lookout for that. Have a good rest of your day. Have a good rest of your week. Enjoy your nice weekend whenever you're watching this. Have a good night, and I will see y'all later.